Hey everyone, it's Mark here back with another video, and today we're looking at Jeff Rutkowski's Kingdom 320 course. Jeff claims you can make thousands of dollars if you learn what he has to teach about real estate, and in this video, I'm going to break it down to help you decide whether it is worthwhile or a waste of time. Before we dive in, if you're tired of the hype and want a real, proven way to make money online, I'll leave a link below to the #1 business I recommend after 15 years of testing what actually works. Now, let's get back to our review. Kingdom 320 is not your run-of-the-mill real estate course. It's built around this idea of doing real estate God's way, as Jeff Rutkowski puts it. It's about building a business that's rooted in faith, ethics, and service. Now, whether that appeals to you or not really depends on your own worldview. But for the people Jeff is speaking to, that message is clear and it's going to resonate hard. But let's put faith aside for a second and just talk structure. Kingdom 320 is divided into modules to take you from total beginner to automated income-generating real estate business owner. I went through the material, I sat with it, I watched the content, and I'll be real with you. It's fairly robust. They actually cover things like reverse wholesaling, automation, investor relationships, taxes, and even legal protection. However, depth doesn't always mean clarity. And if you are brand new to real estate, some of this stuff will feel overwhelming, especially when it gets into systems and automation or anything that involves legal frameworks. There's definitely a learning curve here that isn't sugar-coated by the shiny marketing. And while Jeff's team says they're there to help, that kind of support only goes so far unless you're the type of person who will dig deep and teach yourself as you go. Let's talk about the strategy he teaches, called reverse wholesaling. In reverse wholesaling, instead of finding some random distressed property and then scrambling to find a buyer, you find the buyer first. You ask them what they want, how much they want to spend, what their ideal deal looks like. And only then do you go out and find something that fits. In theory, this lowers your risk significantly. You're not holding a property, you're not spending your own money up front, and you're solving a problem someone already has. Having said that, Jeff starts losing me when he says you can close your first deal in 90 days and make anywhere from $10,000 to $35,000. I want to believe that it is a realistic benchmark, but I've been around long enough to know that timelines like that only play out if you have a perfect storm of conditions. That means you have a strong network, the skills to pull it off, and a bit of luck. That's why realistically, I think it's going to take longer for most people. Now, Kingdom 320 isn't cheap. You're looking at $1,300, give or take, for the core program. And that's before we start talking about the extra expenses that come with running such a business. That's not chump change, especially if you're still trying to figure out if real estate is even the right move for you. Once you're in, the course is divided into modules, or phases as they refer to them. The first one is the intro phase, followed by planting, watering, harvest, freedom, and finally the legacy phase. You start with a clarity call, then you get training, then you go out and test what you've learned, and then ideally you start closing deals. The final phases are about building automation and crafting long-term wealth strategies. To be fair, I think the pacing makes sense. They're not throwing everything at you on day one. There's a progression, and each phase is meant to build on the last. But here's something I think you should know. Just because they teach you how to automate doesn't mean your business will run on autopilot in 6 months. Automation only works when you've got enough volume, data, and systems in place. Now, here's the problem I kept running into while researching Kingdom 320. The outside feedback is really sparse. His own site and YouTube channel are filled with glowing reviews, but I couldn't find much beyond that. Trustpilot had a few decent ratings, and Reddit had a few threads, most of which were skeptical or outright dismissive. And that's telling. If this program has truly helped thousands of people, like the sales page suggests, why is there such a small digital footprint? Where are the independent reviews? Having said all that, I still think Kingdom 320 is legit. It's just that the marketing paints a much cleaner picture than the reality. This is a program that will demand a lot from you in terms of time, energy, and money. You will get tools and scripts and access to Jeff through mentorship calls depending on your membership level, but none of that replaces grit and your ability to follow through. You can also attend a 3-day workshop for a few dollars that's probably valuable if you're the kind of person who learns better in live environments. As I sum it all up, if you're a Christian entrepreneur who resonates with Jeff's message, who wants to merge business with faith, and who's already mentally prepared to go through a challenging learning curve, then Kingdom 320 could be a good fit. It's got structure, it's got real strategy, and Jeff has a reputation that, for the most part, checks out. That's my review, and I want to thank you for watching. If you're serious about building a real online business, check out my #1 recommendation in the description below. It's the best system I've found after 15 years of testing everything out there. You don't want to miss it. If you want more breakdowns like these, subscribe to my channel for regular updates.